Picture this: a city that floats on a lagoon, another that clings to life in the sky, higher than any mountain village has the right to be, and one that literally melts the ground it's built on every summer, but refuses to move. Welcome to the world's impossible cities, places that defy reason, physics, and common sense, yet somehow they thrive. If you love uncovering the weird, the extreme, and the unbelievable sides of our planet, make sure you hit subscribe. It tells YouTube you like this kind of madness, and keeps me from narrating to my cat at 2 a.m. again. 1. Venice, Italy. The city that refused to sink. Venice shouldn't exist. Built on 118 small islands in the middle of a swamp, this city's foundations aren't even stone, they're wood. In the 400s, refugees fleeing barbarian invasions escaped to the marshes of the Adriatic and started hammering tree trunks into the mud. The salt water petrified them over time, turning them into a kind of man-made bedrock. Then they built churches, palaces, and bridges on top, because of course they did. Venice has been slowly sinking for centuries, the tides creeping higher every year. Yet somehow, it's still here, floating, glittering, refusing to drown. 2. Mexico City, Mexico, the sinking giant. Imagine building your capital on a lake. That's exactly what the Aztecs did in 1325. They created a network of artificial islands, chinampas, that floated on Lake Texcoco. The Spanish arrived, drained the lake, and built their city on top of it. Fast forward to today, and Mexico City is sinking by about 19 inches a year. Entire buildings tilt, streets crack, subways warp. But the city refuses to stop growing. 22 million people strong, still living on a ghost lake. 3. La Rinconada, Peru, the city in the clouds. At 16,700 feet above sea level, this is the highest permanent settlement on Earth. No trees, no oxygen, no plumbing. People live in freezing conditions year-round, chasing gold buried in toxic ice. Even the rain here contains mercury from the mines, yet 30,000 people call it home. Proof that if gold glitters bright enough, humanity will follow it straight into the heavens. 4. Yakutsk, Russia, the frozen capital. Now picture the opposite. A city built on permafrost, ground that stays frozen year-round. In Yakutsk, winter temperatures plunge to minus 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Buildings can't touch the ground directly, or the heat would melt the permafrost and swallow them. So the entire city stands on stilts. Pipes, roads, even graves, all suspended above the ice. It's one of the coldest inhabited places on Earth, but somehow, over 350,000 people live here. 5. Dubai, United Arab Emirates, the desert dream. 50 years ago, Dubai was little more than sand, salt, and sunstroke. Then oil money hit, and ambition went nuclear. Today, the city is home to the tallest building, the biggest malls, and the wildest engineering stunts on the planet. Artificial islands shaped like palm trees, an indoor ski resort in 45 degrees Celsius heat. It's flashy, surreal, and defies every law of logic, because in Dubai, impossible isn't a warning, it's a blueprint. 6. Machu Picchu, Peru, the Sky Fortress. Built 8,000 feet high in the Andes over 500 years ago, the Inca never used wheels, iron, or mortar. And yet their stones fit together so precisely that not even a knife blade can slip between them. The city was abandoned and lost for centuries, swallowed by the jungle until explorers stumbled upon it in 1911. Even now, archaeologists aren't sure how it was built, just that it shouldn't have been possible. 7. Bangkok, Thailand. The city that floats. Bangkok sits on clay so soft, the whole city is slowly sinking, just like Venice. Add monsoon rains, rising sea levels, and 10 million people, and you've got a recipe for chaos. But Bangkok fights back with sponge parks, water-absorbing green spaces that act like natural flood defenses. They're turning engineering into an art form and proving that sometimes the best way to survive is to adapt. 8. Amsterdam, Netherlands, Europe's Venice. The Dutch built their capital below sea level. They didn't just conquer water, they domesticated it. Hundreds of canals, windmills, and dikes protect Amsterdam from drowning. Without constant human maintenance, the entire region would be underwater within weeks. Yet today, it's a cultural paradise, a reminder that stubbornness can be stronger than nature. 9. Petra, Jordan. The city carved from stone. Hidden deep within red sandstone cliffs, Petra looks like it was sculpted by gods. In truth, the Nabateans carved it by hand over 2,000 years ago. Palaces, tombs, and temples directly into the rock. There was no river, no fertile soil, just desert. So they built a network of hidden canals to collect rainwater, a city of stone that drank the sky. 10. San Francisco, USA, the shaky city. The Golden Gate City sits on multiple earthquake faults, including the mighty San Andreas. Since 1906, the ground has tried to erase it countless times, but San Francisco keeps rebuilding. With flexible skyscrapers, suspension bridges, and enough concrete courage to rival any quake. It's the definition of resilience and denial. 11. Lhasa, Tibet. The forbidden city in the sky. Perched 12,000 feet above sea level, Lhasa is surrounded by mountains that scrape the clouds. Ancient Tibetan kings built it here to be closer to the heavens. Literally. Every temple, monastery, and street radiates from the Potala Palace, which once served as the Dalai Lama's winter home. Life here is tough, thin air, freezing nights, but to those who live here, it's sacred ground. 12. New Orleans, USA. The city below. Sea level. Half of New Orleans is lower than the ocean. It survives thanks to levees, pumps, and pure luck. Hurricane Katrina nearly erased it in 2005. Yet the Crescent City came back. Jazz playing, colors blazing, dancing through disaster like only New Orleans can. 13. Hong Kong, China. Vertical survival. When you can't build out, build up. Hong Kong has some of the tallest, densest residential towers in the world. Stacked so tightly, sunlight barely touches the streets below. It's a vertical jungle where space costs more than gold. And yet, the city pulses with life, a skyscraper symphony of neon and noise. 14. Mecca, Saudi Arabia. The city that moves millions. Every year, millions of pilgrims flood Mecca for the Hajj, transforming the city into a living river of humanity. To handle it, engineers designed moving walkways, cooling towers, and massive crowd flow systems that rival entire countries in scale. No city on Earth moves people like this, literally or spiritually. 15. Tokyo, Japan, the Phoenix City. Tokyo has been burned, bombed, and shaken to its foundations. Twice. The Great Kanto earthquake of 1923 leveled it. Then, in 1945, firebombing wiped it out again. Each time Tokyo rebuilt, stronger, faster, smarter. Now it's one of the most advanced cities on Earth, built to sway, flex, and bend with the planet itself. If you're still watching, hey, you've got good taste. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, because the next half of this list gets even crazier. 16. Singapore, the city that reclaimed the sea. This island nation literally created more land. Since independence, Singapore has expanded its coastline by over 20%. How? By filling in the ocean. Every skyscraper you see downtown, once open water. They turned geography into a design project, and perfection into a national hobby. 17. Brasilia, Brazil. The city. Drawn before it existed. Most cities grow over centuries. Brasilia was built in 4 years. In the 1950s, Brazil decided to move its capital from the coast to the middle of nowhere. Architects designed it in the shape of an airplane. Runways of roads, wings of neighborhoods. It's modernist, bizarre, and proof that sometimes the map comes before the city. 18. Istanbul, Turkey. The bridge between worlds. Few places on Earth sit on 2 continents at once. Half Europe, half Asia. Istanbul is literally the bridge between civilizations. Earthquakes, empires, and invasions couldn't destroy it. Constantinople fell, but Istanbul rose again, straddling history like no other city. 19. Reykjavik, Iceland. The city of fire and ice. Built on volcanoes, heated by them too. Reykjavik gets nearly all its energy from geothermal sources, the Earth itself. Lava fields surround it, glaciers loom beyond, and geysers explode nearby. It's one of the cleanest, greenest cities on the planet, powered by the same forces that could destroy it. 20. Lagos, Nigeria. The mega city on water. Once a small fishing village, now Africa's biggest metropolis. Built on lagoons, swamps, and reclaimed land, Lagos grows faster than almost any city in history. But with flooding, pollution, and 20 million residents, it's a daily balancing act between chaos and brilliance. 21. Kathmandu, Nepal, the city in the Himalayas. Nestled in a valley surrounded by Himalayan peaks, Kathmandu has been shaken by countless earthquakes. Yet its ancient temples still stand, patched, rebuilt, and revered. It's both fragile and eternal, caught between heaven and earth. 22. Chicago, USA, the city that reversed a river. Chicago's early engineers faced a swampy nightmare, disease, sewage, and floods. So they did something insane. They reversed the flow of the Chicago River to send waste away from the city. It worked, mostly, and the Windy City grew into an industrial powerhouse built on sheer engineering stubbornness. 23. Timbuktu, Mali, the desert city that wouldn't die. Built from mud in the middle of the Sahara, Timbuktu once rivaled Paris in wealth and intellect. Its libraries held thousands of manuscripts, while Europe still fumbled through the Dark Ages. Today, sandstorms threaten to bury it, but its spirit and its scholars endure. 24. Seattle, USA, the city that moved mountains. When Seattle realized its downtown was too steep, it didn't give up. It lifted the streets. Entire blocks were raised 20 feet, creating an underground network still there today. It's literally a city built on top of itself. 25. Jerusalem, Israel, the city built on faith. Jerusalem has been conquered, destroyed, and rebuilt more than 40 times. 3 religions call it sacred. Every stone holds centuries of conflict and devotion. No place on earth has been fought over more, and yet it still stands. 26. Nuuk, Greenland, the city that outsmarted ice. Greenland's capital has fewer people than a small town, but it's a triumph of adaptation. Permafrost, blizzards, and polar darkness couldn't stop them. Homes are built on raised stilts. Bright colors break the endless white, and geothermal energy keeps the lights glowing through the Arctic night. 27. Cairo, Egypt, the city that grows beside the dead. Cairo's City of the Dead is a vast necropolis, and thousands of people live inside it. Among tombs and mausoleums, families have turned graves into homes. The living and the dead coexist in one of the most surreal urban communities on Earth. 28. Los Angeles, USA. The city that stole a river. L.A. shouldn't exist. It's a desert pretending to be paradise, fueled by stolen water from the Owens Valley hundreds of miles away. That theft made L.A. the sprawling megacity it is today. Proof that if you control the water, you control the future. 29. Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the capital above the clouds. At over 7,700 feet high, Addis Ababa wasn't built for convenience. It was built for survival. Mountain slopes, thin air, and unpredictable rains shaped its chaotic beauty. It's proof that cities don't just adapt to geography, they challenge it. 30. Baghdad, Iraq, the city that refused to die. Founded in 762 AD, Baghdad became the heart of science, art, and philosophy. Then came the Mongols, who burned it to the ground and threw the books of the House of Wisdom into the river. The Tigris ran black with ink, but Baghdad rebuilt again and again. Today, it's still standing, scarred but unbroken, a living monument to human endurance. So there you have it, 30 impossible cities humanity built anyway. From floating palaces and frozen capitals to deserts that turned into skylines, we've proven one thing. Humans might be insane, but they're also unstoppable. If you made it this far, hit subscribe. Not just for me, but for every city on this list that refused to quit. Because the next video, we're going somewhere even more unbelievable. Stay curious, stay amazed, and I'll see you next time on The Culture Edit.